For joining us. Welcome to this edition of Candid Conversations. Today's presentation, Getting Your Foot in the Door, the Approach, Experience, and Process for Diverse Suppliers, is presented by Nausil Kumandan, Supplier Diversity Manager at Draftfcb. Draftfcb is a global advertising and marketing agency with offices in 97 countries. Clients include Beiersdorf, Miller Coors, Novartis, SC Johnson, and Pacific Gas and Electric, to name a few. In 2009, Draftfcb received the American Advertising Federation Diversity Achievement Award for Multi-Ethnic Supplier Partner, and in 2010, Interpublic Group's Gold Inclusion Award for Supplier Diversity. Nausil took on the role of Supplier Diversity Manager a little over a year ago. Prior to his new position, Nausil was a key member of the Draftfcb U.S. Census Bureau account finance team and was instrumental in organizing the agency's supplier diversity programs. Today he will discuss keys to building a working business relationship with ad agencies. But before I hand things over to Nausil, I just wanted to make a few general announcements. First and foremost, if you're having any trouble viewing or listening to the presentation at any point during the webinar, please enter a brief description of your problem into the questions box and send it to staff. We will be working as quickly as possible to help get these problems resolved. Secondly, today's webinar is being recorded, and it will be made available later on for viewing at www.aaf.org/webinars with an S. And I will text that out to the entire audience so you have that. But again, it's www.aaf.org/webinars, WEBINARS. In addition to the recording, the PowerPoint presentation used during the presentation will also be uploaded. And finally, if you would like to ask a question regarding any of the material covered in the presentation, Nausil will be answering those during a brief Q&A session after his presentation is finished. And you can do that by entering your question in the questions box and sending it to the staff. With that said, I'll go ahead and hand things over to Nausil so we can get started. Nausil?
Perfect. Thank you, Phil. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me first start off by thanking the AAF, Phil and Candace, for allowing me to host this webinar. Also, a great thanks goes out to the audience. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedules and tuning in to hear my session. My focus today will be to provide additional support and education to the diverse supplier audience. In a few cases, I'll use Draftfcb as an example, but the content can surely be used for all of your sourcing opportunities. That being said, let's kickstart the webinar, and I'll just talk about a little background on Draftfcb. As you notice, the first slide, this is our mission statement. It's kind of relaying our commitment to working with diverse suppliers. Draftfcb is a global advertising agency. We have over 160 offices spread out through 97 countries with 9,700 plus employees throughout the network. As I mentioned, we are a global client. A good portion of our client base is within the Fortune 500 companies. To touch base again a little bit on our accomplishments, we take supplier diversity very seriously within the agency. As Phil had mentioned, we were the recipients of the 2009 AAF Diversity Achievement Award for Multi-Ethnic Supplier Partner. Recently, we were awarded the 2010 IPG Gold Inclusion Award for Supplier Diversity. In-house, to date, we've held 8 internal supplier diversity fairs throughout our North American network, and that includes our New York office, our healthcare group, Chicago, as well as San Francisco. We've also organized lunch and learn sessions to our senior buyers and key decision makers to kind of educate them on the importance of supplier diversity. Currently, we're in the works of kicking off a creative lunch and learn. This is going to be more of inviting suppliers in to speak to the creative teams on their capabilities. And we do have a partnership with many of our clients on their supplier diversity initiatives. Recently, internally, we had launched our supplier diversity database. It's a database that's consistent of supplier contact information, capability decks, evaluations, and certifications. It's just kind of a go-to for a lot of our senior buyers in selecting vendors. The vendors in this database have been vetted by our senior buyers and decision makers throughout our fairs that we've held. It is accessible throughout our North American offices, and we're looking at a global launch in 2012. We do have strategic partnerships with many of the supplier diversity organizations, conference sponsorships, committee memberships. Internally, our Executive Diversity and Inclusion Council established a supplier diversity subcommittee. This subcommittee entails representatives from all of our U.S. Draftfcb agencies. And our goal is to educate our employees, implement procurement standards and policy, and increase our spend throughout the network with diverse suppliers. From 2008 to 2010, you'll see a huge jump. I think that speaks on the commitment that the agency has in working with diverse suppliers. We've increased our MWB spend from $38.9 million to $95, and it's growing as we speak. For participants at our fairs, we've awarded over $60 million in new business. So it's a program that's working. If you ask me, I still think we need to grow, and the agency is providing all the support to continue to increase the spend and educate our senior buyers. So I'm going to lead into my main focus here for this webinar. It's for the diverse suppliers, how to start the game, how to build a relationship, your planning, the dialogue, and certification. It's probably common knowledge, but I'm surprised to see a lot of suppliers take an alternative route, and I think sometimes that can lead to losing new business or making the right contacts. Targeting your approach. Who are our clients? First step in understanding our client roster. This should be the first thing you do when starting your dialogue with the agency. Not just for a specific office, but the entire network. By performing this step, you've already taken a major step in gaining new business. You need a starting point, and finding similarities will not hurt you, but provide additional support. You're probably wondering, well, that's common knowledge. You know, I think that's what we're all doing. But you'll be surprised how many times through dialogue with a lot of suppliers, I have to dig out who their clients are, and then I find the similarities. So that should be your first approach. Do the homework on the clients. Let us know your experience. I think that will make it a smoother road for you. Suppliers should also highlight their client work. Bring it front and center when introducing your company. I think that's going to stand out. That's going to help us with similarities if you've worked on a specific client. Also, let us know about similar work. I mean, if you're doing the homework on the agency, you're looking at our work also. If you've done something that's close to it or can relate to it, you know, let us know. Let us know you can do that type of work on itself. Another step you should be taking is analyze our website. Analyze any news that that's on the web, recent wins, etc. That should provide some additional support that you can present to the senior buyers. It's kind of like doing your homework on a company when you're going for a new job. You want to find out what they're all about. So definitely take this advice and use it to your advantage. Understand our business. Not all, but there have been many times that I'm speaking to a supplier, and I understand you want to get your foot into the door. You want to try to get an opportunity to gain some new business. But you have to understand, Draftfcb is a full-service ad agency. We're a one-stop shop. With that being said, there are opportunities for external work. We have client needs for supplier diversity, and quite frankly, there are suppliers out there who provide a very, very high-end quality work. But that shouldn't be your approach. Come to us with what is your core expertise. What do you excel in? You got to start small, focus more on your core expertise again, and show us where you've been successful. Many times I'll have suppliers who want the whole cake, but our senior buyers are only looking for a slice. So start small, build that relationship, Take these initial steps, and I think after you build that relationship, that's when the door opens for you to present your other capabilities. The next key, I'm very big on this, develop a capability deck, links to your work. So this is very, I'm sorry, I think I skipped one, analyzing the marketing campaigns. Also, you also need to analyze marketing campaigns by looking at the direction, the services, the talents we're using, the audience we're targeting. Again, find some similarities, find a strategic approach, and find the creative approach. Knowing the direction will make the road a lot easier while you're pitching your services. Of course, it's going to put you in a better position to extend the dialogue. So back to developing the capability deck and links to your work. Again, I'm very, very big. This is the first thing that I'm looking for when you, the supplier, are reaching out to me. From the start, I need to know who you are, what your capabilities, what qualifications does the company have. You shouldn't leave it up to a supplier diversity person or a senior buyer to request this or wait on this information. You should have this by your side. This should be forwarded to the supplier diversity representative right when you hang up that phone, so they'll know exactly what you have to offer. You should have this capability deck either by a PowerPoint or a PDF. I think it's the best way for us to forward it on to all of the senior buyers. I always get, well, hey, visit my website, and I'll get into that a little bit more a bit later, but, visit my website, visit my links, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, you're right. But sometimes navigating through all of the, your websites could be a time-consuming task, and a senior buyer, you got to grab their attention right away, and that's why I asked for this capability deck. Again, it should be taken as not just for gaining new business, but it's more like a resume. You're always keeping it updated. So make sure you're always looking at the capability deck. You forward me something or any other supplier diversity official today, 3 months down the road, you've done some new work, new capabilities, add that in there. Make it a point to keep that updated, just like your resume. Providing an overall recap of the services you have to offer and the agency experience you'll have will be key to opening the door again. Also, another thing that you should be adding in this capability deck is your certification. And again, I'll get into that, because as you're well aware, a lot of agencies are looking at this, a lot of clients are looking at this. So just let the folks know that you are certified. I think that will help them out, and that should be inside of your capability deck. I can't stress this enough. Make sure you're spending time on the capability deck. I'm not asking for a hardcover book, but a document that will leave me with minimal questions on your services. There have been many times in the past where I'll ask for a capability deck, and I'll get like a 6-line Word doc. I cannot forward that on to my senior buyers. You have to do your homework. You have to do your due diligence and make sure whatever you're forwarding to me is going to get the proper message across. You spend time on it, it's going to relay to me that, you know what, you're committed to helping the agency out. So, do your good work on that one. Again, back to the website. Yes, I do get I get the questions. In a digital world, this would be your first option. But again, let's take this approach first with the capability deck, and then you could introduce your website. Next step will be to focus on your strengths. Again, what is your core expertise? What's triggered your success? If you've received any recognition, if you've received any awards, let's know that. You're selling your product to us, and you want to stand out. You want to highlight yourself as much as you can. And believe me, it'll be good or taken positively that you're showing us what you're capable of doing. Another thing is what makes you unique. As we all know, it's a very competitive market when you're catering to ad agencies. Me personally and a lot of other folks are constantly meeting a variety of vendors, suppliers who offer print production, animations, market research, digital, broadcast services, photography. Many times we know what you have to offer. So you have to make yourself unique. What makes you stand out? What is going to grab my attention? Of course, our senior buyers. Let me know your reach, your flexibility. Are you a global company? Can you reach out to our global audience? As you're well aware, it's just not the U.S. anymore. Our clients are going out to the global markets. What are you doing to keep up with the changing times? As I mentioned earlier, if you're analyzing our client marketing campaigns, then you surely have the answer to these questions. What advancements can your company offer so we can possibly head in a different direction? Believe me, taking this step will surely separate you from the rest. We want to see that commitment. We want the partner that's going to go that extra road, that extra step to kind of relay their message. So definitely bring that forward. Going into the next slide, it's starting the dialogue. After you've done your homework, how do you market your company? How do you get yourself out there, get your name heard, get your services heard? Draftfcb, we're very big about attending local, state, federal, and national supplier diversity events. You know, with anything in life, to make yourself better, you need to invest in yourself, make your company visible. Get out there, market your service. Do your homework on what events we're hosting. You know, what other events ad agencies are attending. Where do we hold national membership, local memberships? Many times you'll find clients are also attending or sponsoring at these same events. I'll give you a prime example. At the recent AEF Mosaic Fair, you know, we were there exhibiting and got a chance to meet a digital interactive shop. We extended an invitation to them to, you know, attend our supplier diversity fair out in our Chicago office. And, you know, they came, very qualified company, came in, did their presentation. A few weeks later, I get a call like, hey, Nausil, we were awarded work out of your Chicago office. So that's great. See, that's a prime example of marketing yourself, because you can get out there, you're meeting the supplier diversity officials, you're meeting the senior buyers, you're letting people know who you are to face-to-face. You know, the few minutes that you get to speak at these booths, believe me, will work for the long run. Participate in agency events, supplier diversity fairs, lunch and learn sessions. As I mentioned, we've held 8 internal supplier diversity fairs, and we're also kicking off our creative lunch and learns. At external events, we're participating in workshops, meet and greets. Do your part and inquire about internal and external events ad agencies are hosting and participating in. Again, I can't stress it enough. Getting out there and being visible will only gain additional interest from the agencies. We're looking for that commitment and a viable partnership. And, you know, again, invest in yourself. Register on agency vendor databases. In many cases, agencies have their internal vendor database. Inquire about signing up. It's not going to hurt you. You might think of it, oh, it's just another list, but you know what? There has been numerous suppliers via our internal database that have received work. And again, it goes back to the $60 million number where attendees have received work throughout our North American offices. In many cases, inquire about the steps needed in becoming a preferred vendor. By doing this, you not only gain access to your local office, but other regional offices. Aside from Draftfcb's database, we work hand in hand with our holding company, Interpublic Group, and support their vendor lists. You know, another example, by registering with the IPG, you're gaining visibility within the entire network. Every agency that falls underneath the IPG umbrella will have access to your information and to your services. You know, this provides a wider playing field for you in gaining new opportunities. And I'll speak on a link a little bit toward the end of my presentation. Client-sponsored events. Again, this is another route. You know, I think it's very good for you as a supplier also to do direct work with the client. In many cases, Draftfcb has worked hand in hand with our clients in promoting supplier diversity. This could be either by forwarding an invitation to our internal fairs or participating in client events. Again, we understand, this partnership is not only helping the agency, but our clients in reaching their SD goals. And that's why I encourage you to try both routes. Because again, our clients are encouraged to spread their diverse spend. We've worked hand in hand in the past where they've introduced us to some suppliers and vice versa. And again, they also have preferred vendor lists. So you could also inquire about how to join their list. Again, this could be an alternate route for you. But just the same way how I'm preaching your approach with the ad agencies, make sure your game is right when you're approaching the clients. Make sure those I's are dotted and the T's are crossed prior to engaging in any sort of dialogue. Again, registering with the U.S. government's database, the CCR, that's going to go into my next phase of certification. With CCR, again, if you're a small business, I encourage you to do that. I think it opens the windows working with agencies as also working with government accounts. Previously, Draftfcb was the prime agency for the 2010 census campaign. We had requested all of our small businesses to go in and register with the CCR. For us, that was the only way for us to include your spend. So you need to go in there, get a cage code, make sure you code that on, keep it on hand. Remember, all of this I'm throwing at you. You're going to need that. You might not need it today. You might need it tomorrow or a month down the road. So this goes into certification. I can't stress this enough. When I first put this PowerPoint together, I had certification written down 3 times. I'm a very, very big fan of certification. Our clients are big on certification, and I think the future of ad agencies will be big on certification. The clients are leading it all. I think it's a good way to get quality work that you don't have to question. I think a lot of these national organizations are doing their due diligence and getting the proper paperwork and getting qualified suppliers certified. Through our internal vendors, we've made it a point to source suppliers that are certified through our internal vendor fairs. With the U.S. demographics changing and the emerging global market, our clients are catering to a new audience. So who better to understand this market than a diverse business? Getting certified, I strongly believe, makes business sense. I've heard the other end also, like, hey, I don't think this is going to benefit me. I think very different. You hear all the doubts and stuff, but it's never helped them. It's the services that sell. Agreed. But I think that's the thinking is a part of the past now. You're starting to see a lot of clients saying, hey, I'm only going to be looking at certified suppliers. So do your due diligence and go out there and get certified. It's going to help you in the long run. I'll give you a prime example that we recently went through. It's one of our major clients. They look at diverse spend. And when you talk about $2–3 million in diverse production spend, I can assure you as an agency, we'd like to report those numbers. Those are big numbers, especially in the production area. So it helps us out. It helps us reach our goals. So again, I cannot stress it enough. I know the process requires some patience. It can take up to 90 days or more. It could be a thorn on the side. I've had suppliers saying, hey, when I'm really busy, I haven't gotten a chance to do it. I'll do it, et cetera, or the time is just too long. The information is confidential. You might not be comfortable releasing it, but look at the long-term benefits. Getting certified will not hurt you, but will provide an added value to your business. National and local recognition. Again, these are the benefits that you're going to get through certification. In many cases, national certification is required over local. for Draftfcb specifically, many of our clients prefer national certification. I mean, this shouldn't mean skip the local state agencies or entities. Every client agency has a different need. Covering your certification is the smartest thing to do. So try to get as many as you can. You know, another example, recently a client out of our Chicago office was looking for suppliers that were certified by the local small business office for the city. So again, look at your local offices and look into the nationals also. If you're registered with the nationals, and this is another way getting certified will help you out, it expands your company's visibility. For our events, for some of our fair events, we've taken a peek at the WeBank NMSDC directories and use it as a source many times in vetting new suppliers. I mean, these directories provide confidence to SDF supplier diversity officials and senior buyers, knowing you're getting a qualified supplier who has the expertise, certification, and has gone through a verification process. I think puts us all at ease. Another area, tap into the educational mentoring programs, the workshops that a lot of these organizations provide. By becoming a member, you'll have an opportunity to participate in meet and greets, again, workshops, mentorships. These programs are available to assist you in the growth of your company, kind of, you know, leading you in the right direction in going out and getting opportunities through ad agencies. The next step, advertising your certification. I sometimes I'm a little bit surprised that a lot of suppliers do not take this route, even the ones that are certified. I mean, you've made the investment of getting the certification, but you know what? Start marketing it. Make sure you're informing your supplier diversity folks, the senior buyers, about your certification. I think it will leave a lasting impression when they're working on clients that are looking at SD spend. And also, I think it provides you with the advantage, you know, selecting one supplier over the other. I can assure you that our buyers would most likely select the certified supplier. Again, do more to market. Throw it on your business card, on your email signatures, on your website. Make sure the certifying organization logo is visible. You know, I'll give you another example. Recently, we were using a market research firm who never advised us on their WeBank certification. You know, I think it was a last-minute project that came on board. Luckily, we came across this information via their website. You know, right there on the bottom left-hand corner was the logo. And, of course, it's going to put a smile on our face because now a lot of that spend, we can go ahead and report it to our client. So definitely put it out there. You know, use it to your advantage. Understand the long-term benefit. You know, if it's not today, eventually tomorrow, someone will ask you again, hey, are you certified? I mean, if you speak about Draftfcb, we've already started that process. And if you do reach out to me or senior buyers, that'll be one of the top 3 questions you'll be asked. And, of course, it provides a competitive edge. You know, it makes the perfect business sense. It's going to help you stand out, give you the advantage over the competition when you're bidding for new work. So the next piece, it's talking about what an agency is looking for. When we're contacting you, what is it that is going to grab our attention? So it's pretty much the whole sourcing process. Of course, provide quality product and services. Your product needs to be on par with our creatives. You know, again, the end product is our client marketing campaign. You gotta bring your A game and make sure you're putting your best effort out there, doing whatever you can on your end to improve your product, so you can market yourself to the ad agencies. Competitive pricing. You know, sometimes to get an opportunity, you might have to go low. I've heard suppliers in the past who are saying, you know, it's just not going to make sense for me. You might have to take a hit initially. As we all know, budgets are not what they used to be. the agencies and clients are always looking for cost savings. So you need to make sure you're flexible. I'll give you another example. At our San Francisco fair, we invited a post-production company. Great work. They were brought back in, to bid an RFP, and their price was a little bit high. Now, they took the right approach. They went back, spoke to their teams, came back with a lower bid. And mind you, this is the first time around for them at Draftfcb. They came back with a lower bid, and they received the work, and it was great. They took that first step in building the solid relationship, and they've been called back for numerous projects, and their name is being forwarded on throughout the network. So again, we're looking for a partner who's going to stick with us, make that commitment, and is in it for the long haul. So look at that also. Look at the pricing. Of course, if it doesn't make business sense, you should close that door. But if there's flexibility, which you should have the first time around, take that extra step. Again, speaking of extra steps, it's to build the relationship. We were recently, again, back to the supplier that we met at the AEF Mosaic Fair. They already started working with us out of one of our local offices. And another division was looking for a digital interactive shop. And I'll give you this. They were, client came in, last-minute project. Their current supplier was asked to do this project within 10 days. They were told that it cannot be done. There's no supplier out there that can get it done. Well, we found this supplier who came in. We forwarded what was requested, and within 9 days, we were given our final product. So take that extra step to go the extra mile. Just this example alone can probably relay how much is paid off for the supplier in itself. Make sure your track record, reputable track record and supplier's area of expertise. Keep us updated on the progress you're making within your company. What's new, the direction you're heading in, the recognition. Again, I cannot say that enough. I know I mentioned it earlier too, but you got to keep us up to date. Remember, new ideas are going to bring you new opportunities, so definitely keep us in the loop. And that's going to lead into, again, growing with the agency. So speak to your contacts, keep them updated, help them grow their client marketing campaigns. And the best thing you can do, again, is going to be informing them. The next slide is going to be a professional follow-up. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time onto this because I want to take some questions also. But after you've done your homework, you've reached out to the agency, supplier diversity officials, and kind of gotten back what is it that we're looking for. It's how do you follow up? And I think I touched on it a little bit about keeping your contacts updated, keeping your capability updated. Don't pull a disappearing act on them. You've taken the steps, build on that. Let us know about the new wins, new talents that you're hiring, any new client opportunities. Keep us in the loop because, again, we work throughout the network, so whatever information you're forwarding to us will surely get forwarded throughout the network. Provide quarterly updates. Keep the professional follow-up going up. In other words, meaning you don't want to scare your contacts away. There's been numerous times when I had a senior buyer contact me and say, hey, Nausil, can you reach out to the supplier? I get like weekly emails for them. Currently, there's no opportunity. We have your information, and believe me when I tell you this, we're looking for that right opportunity to call you and say, hey, can you come in? This is the work. Let's see how we can partner up together. You don't want to go overboard. So keep it professional, keep it quarterly. and then we'll take it from there. This is going to be my last slide prior to my information. Again, there's just a few resources for you to take advantage of. As I mentioned earlier, the IPG Supplier Diversity Database. Click on that link, go in there, register. It's a good portal to be a part of. To get into the IPG network. The AEF, again, they're always holding events, and I think these webinars kind of speak to you about what they think of supplier diversity and how important it is for their organization. So, attend their events. Get out there. Again, we're going to be there. You can have all the other ad agencies. Get yourself out. When you're looking at national certifications for minority suppliers, NMSDC is the route to go. It's recognized by, I would say, 99.9% of all of our clients. WeBank for women-owned businesses. I know WeBank's coming up with a national conference, I believe, sometime in June. Go ahead and register. Come out there. You're going to have a lot of clients, a lot of ad agencies out there. Again, going back to the CCR, for small businesses, take advantage of CCR. You're going to need that cage code if you're looking for government business. If you're looking for ad agencies that currently have government contracts, that's going to be a key to getting you inside the door. A lot of clients are looking at NGLCC, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. They also hold national events. If that applies to you, go out there, participate, get certification. And again, the U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, is another avenue to get into by the small business. That being said, after this webinar, I encourage you to contact me directly. I know Phil had mentioned that the PowerPoint will be available to everyone after this webinar in itself. But if you want to contact me directly, speak to me one-on-one, I'm always available. If you don't get a response from me in the first couple of days, I can assure you that you will get a response. But let's discuss. Let's see how we can get you into the Draftfcb network, into the IPG network, and then we'll take it from there. So I believe we're going to get into some questions now. So, feel free to ask whatever you need.
Phil?
Yep.
I just wanted to let you know that there are some questions in the box for you.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you saw them.
Just scroll through this. Right. So one of the questions is, does Draftfcb currently have a preferred supplier program? Draftfcb currently does not have a preferred supplier program. As I mentioned in my webinar, we work hand in hand with IPG, with the Interpublic Group, who steers all of our preferred supplier programs and agreements. If you are interested, I encourage you to click on that link, the IPG Supplier Diversity Portal, register, and if there is an RFP that is focused on your services and you fit all the qualifications, that a member of the Global Sourcing and Procurement team will contact you. Okay, that might have been. There is one question here. It says, what types of work specifically do you outsource? We're always looking for all types of services. Mainly, if I had to focus on one area, it'll be production. As I discussed earlier, we're looking for photographers, for video production. We're looking at digital shops. So anything that can help out in production. We're always looking at media buying. Print production, I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of want to shy away from that a little bit. As we all probably aware, there are too many print production companies out there. We do have some suppliers that are diverse that we've been working with, that we've built a relationship with, that they've built a relationship with the clients also. So anything to do with production, I think will be great. The next question is, what certification body would you suggest getting certified by? That's all on your business. If you are a women-owned business, then definitely reach out to WeBank. That's where you need to be. That's where you need to get certification. It is nationally recognized. Again, a lot of our clients are looking at it. A lot of the agencies are looking at it. If you're a minority-owned supplier, reach out to NMSDC. Get certified through them. I think that's going to help you out also. Same thing, nationally recognized. So the next question looks like, okay, well, this is good. This is kind of dealing with Draftfcb. It says my company recently attended Draftfcb Supplier Fair where my capabilities were greatly appreciated, but no work was awarded. What additional steps are needed for an opportunity? I'm going to ask you a question in return. Is what steps have you taken to follow up? As I mentioned, to keep that professional follow-up consistent. You need to do your due diligence and again, keep your company highlighted, fresh in the minds of your contacts. As I mentioned before, there are a few suppliers that just disappear. You cannot come back 8 months down the road and say, hey, John, I met you at the fair and I just want to see what's up. This is not, you got to let us know. Keep us in the loop. On your end, make sure you're aware of any new work. Make sure you're updating us on that talent, expanding your capabilities. So make sure consistent professional follow-up. I think that's the route that you need to take. Again, if it was up to me, I would award work every day to a diverse supplier. I've spoken to you all one-on-one. I know your capabilities. But it just doesn't work like that. We cannot just offer work to you the very next day. It's all about building that relationship, and we'll take it that way. Let's see. My company has requested. Let's see. Another question is, my company has requested to participate at Draftfcb supplier fairs. What are the next steps? Again, we're always sourcing out suppliers that can best fit our needs throughout the offices. So your information is in our database, and when there is a need, someone will definitely reach out to you and extend an invitation to our upcoming fairs. Again, they're quarterly, so you might have a gap, but just be patient and just keep us updated, letting us know what you're doing better. The next question is, currently in the process of getting certified. Should we start making contact or wait for the certification document? I would like to say yes. Go ahead and make contact. But as I discussed, the process with certification can be a bit extensive. I recommend you completing your proper paperwork and getting your certification prior to making any contact. I think this will aid both you, the supplier, on prevent any conflicts and/or issues when you're dealing with Draftfcb and its business units. Let's see.
Nausil?
Yep, I'm still here.
I just wanted to make sure, you do have a bunch of questions, and I just wanted to make sure that you saw them. You might just want to expand that question box, because you do have quite a few of them in there. Okay. Just let you know.
I think this one is talking about, are you interested in research services? Yes, we are. We're always interested in meeting our research firms. Recently at our Chicago event, I think that was one area that we targeted the most. Our strategic planning teams are always looking for the next research supplier. So definitely contact us, contact me directly. I can put you in touch with a lot of our strategic teams throughout the offices, throughout the network, and we can take it from there. The next question is, what is the best way to follow up, by phone, email? Again, in this digital world that we live in, I'm a big fan of emails. Only reason, and I don't know if I should be admitting this, I've always had, the red light on my phone is kind of just there for a couple of days. Again, in and out of meetings, we're always on the go. So definitely do email. Of course, phone will be great also, but definitely send out an email so you can always follow up with it. Let's see. Okay. Another question: are Draftfcb supplier fair the only route to getting a face-to-face? No, I do not expect the supplier to wait around for us to organize the next event for you to get a face-to-face. I always encourage suppliers to reach out to me. Let's talk over the phone. If you're in the city or if you're anywhere close by, let's meet up. Let's talk. I'll try my best to get you a senior decision maker to meet also and getting your capabilities across. So definitely reach out if you want to get a little one-on-one going. Let's see. The next question is certification required to do business with Draftfcb? This is kind of a double-edged sword in a way. Yes, we're very big on certified suppliers, but we have to remember we're a global advertising agency, and our #1 goal is to provide our clients with the best marketing campaigns. Unfortunately, in certain situations, we're not able to hire a diverse supplier because of qualifications or if a specific service is not available. There have been many instances where our creatives and our senior teams prefer working with a local supplier who might not be certified. This could be for comfort, and this could also be, sticking with a local to have a more of a hands-on approach. So that could, so definitely, but again, if you are a diverse supplier and you can go out and get certified, definitely do that. Now this question, we have many years experience in print production with FCB and many other agencies. What do you suggest? I don't know if you're asking me to suggest which direction your business should be going in, or how do you expand and get more opportunities. Again, it goes back to what I've been saying, reach out to us, let us know how you're making yourself better. If you have other agency experience, we want to see that. How are you building yourself and expanding that way? Another question here, can you elaborate on CCR or draft CCR participants? CCR, again, it's for small businesses. It's kind of letting, it's kind of like working through national certifying organizations. It's the government doing their due diligence to make sure that you are a small business, the type of certifications, qualifications, kind of giving us a status of who you are in a small business. Again, a lot of the government does encourage small businesses, for agencies to use small businesses. So. Another question, would it make business sense to contact other Draftfcb offices for opportunities, and how will I know if an opportunity is available? Yes, it definitely will make business sense. You want to spread your capabilities throughout the network. You know, you can reach out to me to maybe get a contact or maybe get a lead. You know, within all of our other offices. You know, if you've gone ahead and made contact yourself, you know, take advantage of that also. You have to understand the more flexible you can be as a company, the better chance you have to succeed. So if you're flexible enough to work out of our San Francisco office or out of our New York office, and you're relaying that message across, I think definitely that's going to give you the upper hand. So let's try to get a few more questions. How important is IPG registration within Draftfcb's overall strategy for bringing in diverse suppliers? I think it's very important. Again, it's our holding company. It's a partnership that we've built. So I think if you take either route, it's gonna help you both. As I mentioned previously to you, you know, registering with the IPG site will give you access throughout the whole network. Registering directly with Draftfcb will give you access throughout our Draftfcb network. So take both routes. I think it'll benefit you. I know zero about the industry and don't know what the ad industry considers a supplier. That's all about doing your homework. Find out what we're looking for. You, the supplier, is offering services. It's your product and services you're selling to us as an ad, to the ad agency. So, again, do your homework. Look at our websites. Look at our recent wins. Reaching out to clients. Look at what services we need. And I think that's how you'll position yourself in getting new business. This one I can't get. Just give me a second. I'm having a little bit of a problem navigating through this. Did you interact directly with the TV production department, making them aware of certified diverse companies? Yes, we do, and I think that's where our supplier diversity fairs come in. When we organize our events, the people sitting at these tables are senior decision makers from each department. So when you talk about broadcast, you're going to have the folks from our broadcast department who understand your services, the TVs, photography, etc. They're going to be listening in. Digital, again, you know, we're going to have our digital folks. When we organize our events, you will get the key decision maker that understands your business. I think that's the best way for us to promote the use of diverse suppliers. Who better than them to understand what you have to offer? Another kind of broadcast question, does Draft subcontract video film production companies? Yes, we do. And again, I think I gave you an example previously. about how a good portion of our spend is related to video and film production. So we're always looking for diverse suppliers that can offer this the service. But again, if you are a video production company, it will benefit you to get certified. Can you give us some ideas of directories to use? I think I went through a few of the links before to get into. Again, if you go to the SBA sites, you'll be able to review some government RFPs. But when you talk about ad agencies and stuff, you need to reach out to us directly to see what opportunities are there. All right, just give me a second. I think I'm okay. This question, I'm sorry, I'm having just a little bit trouble juggling through this. Says here, we have done work in the past with Draftfcb and recently helped with a tight deadline for products. We're global and have many patented products, and we are a direct manufacturer. How do we do more for you and showcase new capabilities? Again, reaching out to your contacts, keeping us updated on what's new that's out there. If we've used your services, we know what you have to offer. So now it's keeping us in the loop of what more you can do. Again, look at our client list, look at the directions of a lot of our campaigns, and then try to refocus and try a new approach and a different route to getting in. Okay. This question says, we specialize in brand naming. Is that an area of marketing that Draftfcb would consider partnering with a smaller specialized agency on? Again, we're a full-service ad agency. So sometimes when it comes to branding, a good portion could be done in-house. That being said, with pertaining to our supplier diversity goals, there could be opportunities. There could be opportunities where you can come in as a consultant type, just to kind of head start the rebranding of a product, and then take it from there. This looks like it's more of a social media question. Does the supplier diversity division have any kind of Facebook page or blog or newsletter or centralized way of staying updated where we can follow new developments? You know what? I like to keep more of a hands-on approach in all of our supplier diversity initiatives. So currently we do not, our corporate communication groups, they do their due diligence in getting the word out. But again, if you need to keep updated on what's going on, where we're going, contact me directly. I want to know what you have to say, and then we can take it from there. I think that the hands-on approach benefits you as well as myself to kind of cater to your services and see which direction I can lead you in. I think that's it for all the questions, unless, wait. How are you sourcing social media campaign support service? Again, I think this is the same route. It's our senior buyers. We'll reach out. You reach out to us with your capabilities, your services, and then we'll reach out to the senior buyers and see if there is a need right now. Again, sometimes some of this, our sourcing process could be led by our clients. Sometimes we have our preferred vendors, and at good time we're doing a lot of the business in-house. So again, reach out to me. Let's see some opportunities and where we can try to fit you in. This says, outside of strategic planners, what other titles should we connect with to try to introduce our firm? If your expertise is in strategic planning, the strategic planning team would be the first route. Again, after that, it's kind of them leading you on into the right direction of meeting the right contacts. If that's a closed door for you and you want to try external, a different route, again, reach out to me. Let me see if we can find another fit, and we can take it from there. So stick with the team that you're reaching out to, but then stick with the supplier diversity people also in trying to find some new opportunities. All right, so I think this is going to bring it to an end. I hope I've relayed as much education and support as possible to you, the supplier. Again, I'm available outside of this webinar, so reach out to me. If I have not addressed your questions directly, again, don't hesitate. Shoot me an email, leave me a voicemail, whichever route you choose. And I can try my best to assist you in that way.
Nausil, thank you very much. What I wanted to say, Nausil, was that any questions that you didn't get to, because we do have to wrap things up, right. I can send them to you, and I have the name, the asker for each one, and then maybe if you want to, you could get back to them, or I know that you provided your email address on that final slide. So that people could reach out to you. Right. But I did want to thank you for answering as many as you did. There were a ton of questions, and I just wanted to thank everybody that attended today, and just remind everybody that a recorded version of this will be at www.aaf.org/webinars, and you can also find the PowerPoint presentation there. I should have it up most likely by lunchtime tomorrow. And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So thanks again, Nausil, and thanks to Candace for putting this together, and to everybody who attended.
Okay, thank you.